Georgia Tech's normally reliable David Bell missed 2 field goals. Carlos Rivez of Tennessee missed 1, and they also had a bad snap on another occasion.
You know, we said early in this football game that we thought both these teams would be able to move the football, and I think they ran the football pretty good. Georgia Tech, I think that touchdown right at the end really is going to give Tennessee a lift here in the second half. And, you know, they were a touchdown underdog coming into this football game, and I think momentum should go to Tennessee here in the third quarter. You know, they scored right before the halftime. That usually picks up a team.
All right, let's take a look at some first half highlights.
This is the first touchdown with 2:02 to go in the first quarter, Mel. We're going to see Malcolm King. He goes over from 2 yards out. And that's going to give Georgia Tech a 7-0 lead. And Georgia Tech's defense kept Georgia Tech out of the end zone until the very last seconds of the first half. We see Charles Wilson going up and over out of the power I. They scored a clinching touchdown. In fact, they had to do it twice to put that 7 points up on the board. And that's how we stand here at halftime, 7-7.
All right, Paul, and this is Super Football Saturday night on TNT.
The American dream is one of hope and possibilities. We're GMAC, people who help make dreams come true. First, we made automobile financing easy. Now, home mortgages, financing for a boat, even MIC insurance to keep your dreams safe. We're the financial services people from General Motors. GMAC, official sponsor of America's dreams.
You might get caught out in the middle of nowhere with a dead battery, but I won't. This is a Delco maintenance-free battery, and when this green eye is showing, it means I've got all the starting power I need, up to 770 cranking amps. If you think your battery's fading fast, I'd start thinking Delco. For the AC Delco retailer nearest you, just give me a call at 1-800-AC-DELCO. Never wait for trouble.
It's been a long day, Walter. But I know you still got something left. Yeah, you've got energy from 100% whole wheat. Wheaties energy. Hey there, Walter, turn it on. Wheaties keeps you keeping on. Salt is all that good whole wheat. Now go tell your mama what the big boy eats.
Introducing Kodacolor VRG, film that captures the color of power. The most accurate, realistic color and print film is here. New Kodacolor VRG. The color of light.
Welcome back to Grant Field in Atlanta. It's halftime. Tennessee and Georgia Tech tied 7-all. Last year, the game wound up in a tie, 6 apiece. And statistically, these teams have been very even in the first half.
Well, Tech had 125 yards rushing in the first half, although I think we made a comment, Mel, at the beginning of the second quarter, they had 111. So that whole second quarter, the defense of Tennessee kind of came back. Look, they said it's 114 yards there, but officially they have 125 yards rushing.
Time of possession just about even.
Yep.
Did Tennessee make some adjustments defensively? Georgia Tech moved so easily on the ground in the first quarter, but had some difficulty in the second period.
I don't think there was so much adjustments made because they're still in the same defense. They play 3 down linemen, then they bring up what we call a kind of a linebacker end, and they play a 5-man defensive front with 2 inside linebackers. They stayed in the same defense, Mel, but all I think happened is they started playing a little bit more alertly and started tackling better.
Anthony Miller is back deep for Tennessee, awaiting the kickoff by David Bell.
And that is the weapon that I'm sure Johnny Majors talked about at halftime. They've got to get the football in his hands. He hasn't caught a pass.
No receptions from Miller, who leads the team with 25 catches.
And more impressive, 18-yard average per catch, 18.8 in fact.
And here's David Bell's kickoff. Miller at the 4. And a penalty marker is down as Anthony Miller is tackled at the 22-yard line by Jay Martin of Georgia Tech.
That's usually on the run back. Blocking, it's going to probably go against Tennessee.
By the way, we've had some difficulties with a microphone being used tonight by referee Ron Gilbert. So if you're unable to hear him in the second half, that's the reason. Jeff Francis coming into the huddle. Penalty walked off against Tennessee. Let's see if Mr. Gilbert's mic is working. Nope. Holding penalty against Tennessee on the kickoff return, so the Volunteers will begin this drive at their 12-yard line. Keith Davis and Charles Wilson are the running backs. Wilson the most effective rusher for Tennessee in the first half.
You see quarterback Francis motioning the backup.
And it's Wilson who scored a touchdown in the first half. Tackle made by Travis Moody, number 75, a 260-pound freshman, and Mark White, number 35.
Good second effort run there. And stopped about it. Yard and a half game, and it kept those legs churning, got 6. How about this? Boston and the Mets, 1-0.
Red Sox leading 3-2, and with Roger Clemens, their ace, pitching tonight.
How many times you seen pitch during the year, Mel?
3 times.
He can hum it, can he? Oof.
Also has an excellent curveball and very good control. Andre Thomas made the tackle for Georgia Tech. It'll be 3rd down and 3 now for Tennessee at the ball at the 21-yard line. Bill Curry, who was an assistant with the Green Bay Packers before returning to his alma mater as head coach.
Well, Wilson's been the man. He's picked up about 50 yards rushing tonight, 13 carries.
This time it's Keith Davis picking up the first down.
They kept it right on the ground.
Eric Thomas made the tackle.
Good first down for the Volunteers.
He was stopped by number 49, Eric Thomas.
There you see the blitz on the linebacker. Here comes the safety up on a blitz to help out. Almost got in on the tackle. Good hard running by Keith Davis. Picks it up, the sophomore.
Pete Panuska, number 36, checks into the Volunteer backfield along with Charles Wilson. Joey Clinkscales is wide to the right. Jeff Francis to throw. He was 4 for 8 in the first half. Fires and almost had it picked off. He threw it right out at Georgia Tech defender Paul Jurgensen. Hit him right in the chest.
Just surprised him. Too quick.
Eric Thomas was really applying the pressure to Jeff Francis.
Got a man open back over the middle, but he just didn't look back. Watch this, number 88, 89 there is wide open. See, but he just can't get the ball back. And then he surprises Mr. Jurgensen. That's Paul Jurgensen, number 86, who deflected it from Savannah, Georgia.
Thomas Woods out wide to the left along with Terrence Cleveland. The handoff to Keith Davis, ripping up the middle across the 40, 45, spinning and twisting, and finally brought down to 48.
Beautiful 20-yard run. I'll tell you, good blocking at the point of attack. We've seen both teams block well. A lot of yardage tonight by both teams right up the middle, out of the deep back, out of the eye. This is Keith Davis at 22 yards actually on this run. Look at that blocking up front.
Davis with 6 carries for 48 yards. First down at the 49-yard line of Tennessee, and the Olympic sprinter Sam Grady, number 83, is in for the Volunteers. He is split out wide to the right. He won a silver medal in the 100 meters in the 84 Olympics. The handoff is to Charles Wilson. This team really has great speed with Miller and Grady, Terrence Cleveland, and Woods. Several of them are members of the track team.
There it is.
There's Grady, who finished second to Carl Lewis in the 100 meters in the 84 Olympics and was a member of the gold medal winning 400-meter relay.
So we don't have to tell you this kid can fly, right?
Second down 7. Anthony Miller has replaced Grady. Joey Clinkscales in motion. Play action fake. Francis to Miller. Trying to get outside to use that speed. He's knocked out of bounds by Reginald Rutland.
Boy, what a great block by Terrence Cleveland out there on that little screen to the split end.
First reception for Miller today.
Let's see if we can pick up. This is the first catch for watch number 4, Terrence Cleveland on the block out here. Here's the pitch. Now you'll see two black jerseys down. Oop, you kind of missed it there, but ball was a great block by Terrence Cleveland, helping out.
Third down 2 at the Georgia Tech 44-yard line. The score tied 7-all with 12:15 remaining in the third quarter from Atlanta. Keith Davis, a tailback in the eye, along with Charles Wilson.
He's changing it.
Looking for Clinkscales. Great catch by Joey Clinkscales going up the ladder, and Reginald Rutland makes him down, but he's got a first down.
And that was audible at the line of scrimmage, and you don't see that too often in college football. They don't change the play too much, but he changed that to a little hook pattern to Clinkscales and makes an excellent catch.
Clinkscales, a senior from Knoxville, Tennessee, really coming into his own this year out of the shadow of the graduated Tim McGee, a first-round pick of the Cincinnati Bengals who played for Tennessee last year. Keith Davis bouncing outside. Andre Thomas, the rover back, number 38, made the tackle for Tech.
Davis was stopped by number 38, Andre Thomas.
Tennessee on the move again.
Yes, sir. Good sustained drive. They've had the football almost 3.5 minutes here in the second half.
Bill Curry says one of his biggest assets here in Atlanta is the mayor of Atlanta, Andrew Young, who really is very helpful with the program, encourages youngsters to come in and talk to him about their future and career plans. He said he's our biggest booster. Francis with a short toss to Miller, and he's hit immediately.
He got a little fancy and held up the football. That was a fumble.
Looks like
it
Tech
was
has
ruled
it.
dead. It might have been ruled dead. It was. And he got away with murder that time. Mr. Miller will learn from that.
Mark White made the hit on him.
Now watch him. He gets a little bit fancy here, Mel. Goes back in the pocket. Comes up with the second catch. Now, after he's tackled, he's in the grass ball, and that's when you see him hold out that football left-handed. No. Nope, you got to tuck it in.
Lucky that wasn't ruled a fumble.
That's right.
He was still on his feet when he was hit.
Got a quick whistle goes through. He was in the grass when the whistle had blown. Very lucky for Tennessee there.
Third down and 6 for the Volunteers. Francis with a straight drop. And the pass is dropped.
Would have been short of the first down anyway because it was a great tackle by Keith Davis on the catch.
That'll bring up a fourth down situation. And Revez is coming in. He missed a field goal in the first half. Also, they had a bad snap on another field goal opportunity. This try will be from the 38, so it's a 48-yard attempt with Randy Sanders holding for him. Nick Cicchino centering the football. Tennessee trying to take the lead. A little hesitation by Revez. The kick is hooking badly to the left, but it's good. Just made it through. See that little hesitation just before the kick?
But he got it.
A 48-yard field goal by Carlos Revez gives Tennessee the lead, 10-7.
They wait, they stalk, and they shake the desert sands, all teamed together to do one thing: win. Bill Elliott and his Coors-smelling Thunderbird, Tom the Mongoose McEwen and his Coors Funny Car, and Ivan the Iron Man Stewart's Coors Off-Road Champion. When the smoke clears, Coors is the one.
Hey, that was a great answer. Where'd you learn about computers?
In the Army.
You were in the Army?
Yeah.
And now they're helping pay your way through college.
How come you know so much?
How do you think I got here?
Qualify for the GI Bill and the Army College Fund and earn $17,000 for college for only a 2-year enlistment or $25,200 for a 4-year enlistment.
What you doing here?
Airborne.
You were airborne?
Find your future in the Army.
You used to jump out of airplanes?
North Carolina LSU at Baton Rouge. Mickey Guidry hitting Raji McGee. 22 yards for the touchdown. LSU 10, North Carolina nothing. Boston leading in the World Series 1-0. That game in the second inning. Now back to Grant Field.
Thank you, Bob. Here's the field goal by Carlos Revesz to give Tennessee the lead. And watch the snap. Randy Sanders again had difficulty placing it down, and that was the reason for the hesitation by Revesz.
You see him twist the ball a little bit, and he got the strings in a good position there. And I want to tell you, if the strings are in a bad position from anywhere like a 45-yard field goal or out, boy, I tell you, you just can't make it. I mean, it takes a lot out of the kick, and it wavers. The ball will not go true.
That was a 48-yard field goal by Revesz. Back deep, number 33, Jerry Lee, and 25, Corey Collier for Georgia Tech. Tennessee leading 10-7. Lee runs up to take it at the 10. To the 20, 25, and brought down near the 30-yard line.
For Georgia Tech, number 33,
Yeah.
Jerry Lee.
For the first time tonight, Tech trails.
52, Milton Gordon.
See what they can do here. There's the first possession of the second half. In fact, Tennessee controlled the football for 4:41 on that drive. 4 minutes and 41 seconds.
Jerry Mays is in the backfield along with Malcolm King, who scored a touchdown in the first half. Robert Massey, the tight end on the right side. Toby Pearson is in motion. The handoff to King. Running right through a tackle to the 35-yard line.
Kid runs hard.
Look at Jerry Mays on the tackle. Mays had a great game against North Carolina State a couple of weeks ago. He had 188 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns, threw a touchdown pass, and also had a couple of receptions.
In fact, he's thrown 3 passes in his career.
All for touchdowns.
All for touchdowns.
1 this year and 2 last year.
That's right. He can throw it. He might throw it before the night's over, too.
He's from Thompson, Georgia, the same high school that produced Eddie Lee Ivory, a great running back here at Tech. Second down 5, the pitch to Mays. Hurdles for a couple of yards.
Pitch out to number 20, Jerry Mays.
Brian Hunt, the nose tackle, made the stop.
He's not the strongest running back running in traffic there. He only stands 5'8". He's strong, 170 pounds. That will take a toll after a while. He's got 33 yards on 7 carries tonight.
He was the Atlantic Coast Conference Rookie of the Year last season. Even though he played in only 6 games due to injuries, he still rushed for almost 600 yards. They're short of a first down. It'll be 3rd and 1. Handoff is to the fullback King.
Got it.
Terry Brown coming up in the right cornerback spot to make the tackle on Malcolm King. Southern Mississippi leading Tulane 14-7 in the second quarter. Arkansas and Houston tied 6-all. And the Red Sox have added a run, now lead the Mets 2-0, trying to end the World Series tonight in New York. First down for Georgia Tech at the Yellow Jacket 40. Pearson, the motion man. Wickstrom to throw. Over the middle, he had a man open and overthrew Tim Mannion.
That pass was intended for number 40, Tim
He had him
Mannion.
right there.
That pass has got to be a touch pass, though.
Now let's pause 5 seconds to allow our local stations to identify themselves.
WTBS, Atlanta.
Down and 10 following the incompletion. Strom now 3 for 8, Paul.
What I meant by that, the Tim Mannion in that zone, when the tight end goes straight down the field, you've got to just drop it over the linebacker. Anything thrown that hard on that much of a line doesn't have much chance to get completed.
Richard Hills is in motion. King slips as he trying to make a cutback.
Number 29, Malcolm King, the ball
Going to
carrier.
get no gain and perhaps lose a yard. Kelly Ziegler fell on top of Malcolm King after he slipped down. Tennessee leading 10-7. A field goal by Carlos Revesz has given the Volunteers the lead as they try to snap a 2-game losing streak. Gary Lee splits out wide to the right. Mays now moves out to the left side. The lone setback is Malcolm King. Strom again with plenty of time. And his pass is complete to Jerry Mays. There's a penalty marker down as he's knocked off his feet at the 45.
Pick it up. He was looking right in the vicinity of where Jerry Mays made the catch. A little contact before.
Mentioned Andrew Young is a big asset here, the mayor of Atlanta. He came in to speak to the Georgia Tech football team on Monday, and Bill Curry said he's one of the most inspirational speakers you will ever hear. Penalty against Tech, and Johnny Majors looks like he's saying decline it.
No, he said decline it. Okay, John, I think they know that now. That was third down. Bring up fourth now. They'll have to punt it.
Whatever the penalty was, I think it was an eligible man downfield again.
Right. Incompleted pass, though, so they took the play.
So it's fourth down, and dropping back, Thomas Woods, who's averaged nearly 15 yards per punt return, and Charles Davis. Second punt for Sean McDevitt, who punted once in the first half for 35 yards. Gets away a high driving kick. Taken at the 19 by Woods.
I like how this kid returns punts. He goes right up the field, and he almost broke that one.
Brought down at the 28 by Pat James. And it's Tennessee 10 and Georgia Tech 7. This is Super Football Saturday night on TNT.
Brighten your colors, sharpen your sound with high-tech components designed to astound. Fine-tune your mind with Emerson. Amazing new features, the ultimate prize. Step into the future, we'll open your eyes. Fine-tune your life. Emerson feels so right. Emerson, fine-tune your life with Emerson.
Every day, more and more of America's most demanding companies are choosing Konicka's Royal Copiers. Companies like Anheuser-Busch, General Electric, and Uniroyal, because Royal Copiers are built tough to deliver day in, day out reliability. And they're backed by strong nationwide service and one of the most flexible pricing policies in the business. You're tough, we're tough. We have to be. Our pride demands it. Royal Copiers.
Florida State tuning up for their showdown with #1 ranked Miami on Louisville tonight, 44-18. Danny McManus, 3 TD passes, 1 TD run. Auburn leading Mississippi State 21-0. Reggie Ware 1 TD. Brent Fullwood 2. Back to Grant Field.
All right, thank you, Bob. Tennessee leading 10-7. The Volunteers have the football. First down and 10 at their 29-yard line. Thomas Woods and Terrence Cleveland split out wide to the right. Joey Clinkscales is wide to the left. And the pitch is to Keith Davis. Davis running hard out to the 34-yard line where Jerry Martin, a freshman linebacker, makes a stop.
I tell you, Keith Davis has had some running room here the last 2 quarters of football. He's turned it on. Catch Mr. Davis's stats here. He's over 50 yards, I'm sure.
Greg Amsler, number 47, was in for that play. He comes out. Charles Wilson is back in.
Mr. Davis, 9 carries, 57 yards.
Now it's Davis and Wilson. And off to Wilson, a gaping hole, and he roars through it for a first down. Eric Thomas, number 49, made the tackle, and Bill Curry says he's been the biggest surprise this year. A freshman who began the year as a tailback, moved to fullback. He plays wherever the coaches ask him to play. They had a shortage of linebackers, put him at linebacker. He's played the last 3 games here, and he's been outstanding. Mark White is the injured player.
Mark White was on the blitz on the left side. That's opened up a hole there. He almost broke it for a big play. Mark White got injured on the play.
There's the defensive coordinator, Don Lindsay, for Georgia Tech. He's actually the man who came up with the idea of the Black Watch on defense, presented it to Bill Curry, and as I said, Curry had gone to Scotland, was impressed by the Black Watch guards at Edinburgh Castle, and so they decided to name those members of that elite group Black Watch. They began the year with 5 of them last year. They added 2, but most of them graduated. Beginning this season, they had only Ricardo Ingram and Doug Sendobre, who is injured, and they've added only 1 player this year to the Black Watch, Kyle Ambrose.
Doesn't look good. That knee's a little shaky.
So White comes off the field. Pete Panuska is in at fullback now for Tennessee. First and 10 at the 42. Wilson and Panuska, the running backs. Charles Wilson, another big hole. Look at him go.
24-yard pickup right off the left side. I tell you, these offensive guards and tackles are just controlling their men right at the point of attack, Mel. They're just making some great blocks. Anytime you see a runner just break it free, and they're not getting hit till they get to the secondary. So look at that hole there, and he breaks the tackle. Wilson, 80 yards, 17 rushes, 1 touchdown tonight. He's been impressive.
He missed 3 games with a broken arm, but he's back in good health now, and he gives Tennessee a first down at the Tech 38-yard line. Tennessee leading 10-7. Francis on the handoff to Wilson again. Big back powers his way for about 6 yards. Eric Thomas makes the tackle.
Well, I tell you, another good drive being put on here on the ground by Tennessee. They haven't had to throw it. They're just controlling the line of scrimmage.
5:45 remaining in the third quarter. Score was tied 7-all at halftime. Carlos Rivez field goal has given Tennessee the lead, and they're threatening again. 2nd and 4 for the Volunteers. Sam Grady, number 83, is back in. Keep an eye on him. He's out wide to the left.
Want 7 points on that board in this drive, Mel. They want that 3 points.
Wilson off left tackle. Straightened up and driven back by John Porter, number 45.
That's the first time they've got him at the line of scrimmage in the second half here.
Fine tackle by Porter.
Number 44, Curry.
Charles Wilson from Pritchard, Alabama. There's Mr. Majors as he was when he was the All-American tailback. Great football player, I'll tell you.
Third down and 1 for the Volunteers. Again, go to that power I formation. Wilson looked like he had ideas of leaping over the top and then tried to bounce to the outside. Was met by Paul Jurgensen.
He should have tried it. I think he may be short here.
You could see him set himself as if to go up in the air and then decided otherwise.
Low angle replay coming up right down the line of scrimmage. You see they need about 2 yards. Let's see, did he get it? You be the judge. We really can't tell from this angle, but I don't think he got it. He got a pretty good mark, I'll tell you that.
Paul Jurgensen drove him back, so they're short of the first down. It's 4th down and less than a yard.
There we
the
go.
Volunteers try to keep this drive alive.
Now, the last time they were in this power out, they should go over the left tackle. They weren't in on the goal line. There it goes.
Heath Davis over the top, but a penalty marker is down.
They're just leaning that way, and
Number 28.
they're telling you they're coming there, but there's another thing to stop it now.
Reggie Rutland made the tackle. It's offsides against Georgia Tech.
Offsides is called against Tech.
So first down for the Volunteers.
You see Tennessee, if they can get by tonight, they should probably beat Memphis State. Then they play at Mississippi, Kentucky, and Vanderbilt. But possibly they could win their last 5. They could run the record to 8-4, and that would be good enough for a bowl game.
Greg Amsler is in at fullback. Johnny Majors wanted to redshirt him, but they're so short of healthy running backs that they decided to play him this week. He's a freshman from Chatham, New Jersey. Jeff Francis' throw is complete. Terrence Cleveland on the receiving end of the 16-yard line.
I tell you, they've gotten a lot of extra yards, these receivers and backs tonight on second effort and just falling forward.
Cleveland's not a very big guy. 5'9", 154-pounder from Sweetwater, Tennessee. It'll be 2nd down and 3 for the Volunteers. Jeff Francis has completed 8 of 14 passes tonight for 74 yards. And off to Keith Davis. Another penalty flag down as the tackle is made by Andre Thomas.
They're going to get a holding call.
Just over 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Bill Curry says we are a young football team, but it's time to stop using youth as an excuse. Time to play football.
Going to make them better in the future. They can get through this year with 4 or 5 more wins on the year. Be a successful year.
Holding is the call against Tennessee. Bill Curry said he was influenced by a number of coaches, but he said he really got his start from his father, who he said is going to turn 69 years of age, and he's still tough as nails. He's the man who got him started in sports. Gives a lot of credit to his high school coach as well. In addition to Don Shula and Vince Lombardi, got a timeout. So Georgia Tech calls a timeout. Jeff Francis over to confer on the sidelines, and we'll be right back.
Atlantic Historical Society are proud to present Visions and Ventures, an extensive exhibit.
Big parade this year.
It's the economy.
Oh, Russell, I have a question. What kind of motor oil are you using?
Motor oil is motor oil.
Uh-huh.
Motor oil definitely is not motor oil. A four-cylinder engine works harder and needs the extra protection of specially formulated Valvoline Foreguard.
Oh, Russell,
Not much of a parade this year.
It's the economy.
Get Valvoline Foreguard.
Russell. If you're 18 years or older, register and exercise your right to vote. It's important. Hey, 18 or older, be a voter. Who wrote that?
Vote America. America's future depends on America's voters.
Tonight's game is being brought to you by Valvoline, where motor oil is not just motor oil. Mel Proctor with Paul Horning back in Atlanta as we near the end of the third quarter. 3 minutes left. Tennessee leading Georgia Tech 10-7. The Volunteers on the move again, but set back somewhat by a penalty. Now facing a 2nd down and 13 situation at the 26-yard line. Anthony Miller is wide to the left along with Terrence Cleveland, Keith Davis, and Greg Amsler, the running backs. Handoff is to Davis, following Amsler into the line.
I'll tell you, surest way to beat a team is keep the football away from somebody, Mel. And look at this third quarter stat here. Tennessee's had the football for 9 minutes and 24 seconds, and Tech has had it for 2 minutes and 50 seconds. When you keep it away from that offense, folks, and you're in business.
Charles Wilson and Pete Panuska back in backfield for Tennessee. 3rd down and 12. 3 wide receivers. Playscale split right. Cleveland and Miller wide to the left. And it looked like the Georgia Tech man was across early. Willie Burks jumped the gun. Number 79, the right tackle. Tennessee had 8 first downs in the first half. They already have 6 in this quarter. Offsides against Georgia Tech. 15th ranked Arkansas now leading Houston 13-6 in the second quarter. At the half, Southern Mississippi leading by 3 over Tulane. Oklahoma State 7, Kansas nothing. New Mexico leading New Mexico State in the first quarter. Following the penalty, it'll be 3rd down and 7. Keith Davis back in there at running back, along with Charles Wilson. Sanders being chased out of the pocket, throws incomplete. At the 11-yard line, John Porter on the coverage.
Porter was all over him, and I think that Francis threw it away. He didn't want to risk a deflection or an interception. He kind of threw it low on purpose, I believe.
And here comes Carlos Revez, whose field goal earlier in this half gave Tennessee the lead. He's the all-time kick scorer at Tennessee, breaking his older brother Quad's record, but he said that is not his biggest thrill. His biggest thrill was being named a U.S. citizen last fall.
Attempting the field goal for Tennessee, number 92, Carlos Revez.
37-yard attempt with Sanders to hold.
Another bad snap.
Yep, that's 3 of them tonight. Plenty of distance on this one, and the kick is good.
Well, I tell you, Sanders did an excellent job of holding. He picked that off the ground and put it down perfect, too.
So Carlos Revez connects on his second field goal of the third quarter to give Tennessee a 13-7 lead. This is Super Football Saturday night on TNT.
Pure, natural glass protects the goodness and taste you want for your baby. And with recyclable glass, you can see that the good things that come in glass come just as their maker intended. Brought to you by the people who make glass containers naturally.
Who has transformed video cameras? making them more compact, simpler, more colorful, more fun. Who? RCA, with the new Pro Wonder camcorder, the camera and recorder that uses standard VHS cassettes plus solid-state technology for brighter, more colorful memories. Pro Wonder. If you settle for less than RCA, that's exactly what you'll get.
Tennessee's long snapper, Nick Zecchino, and the holder, Randy Sanders, are having difficulty getting together on the snap.
Boy, Sanders did a nice job. You really can't see the job, but that ball was down on the ground. He picked it up and put it perfect.
Darrell Gast warming up, so it looks like we may have a new quarterback for Georgia Tech. He played quite a bit in last week's game against Auburn after Rick Strom re-injured his ankle. Rivez field goal capping a 10-play, 51-yard drive. Tennessee leading 13-7. Low driving kick taken by Gary Lee. To the 20, 25, all the way out to the 31-yard line. Good run back.
He almost hit that crease, too. It would have been a lot more yards than that.
Keith DeLong made the tackle for Tennessee, and if that name is familiar, it's because his father, Steve DeLong, was an All-American at Tennessee back in the 60s. He won the Outland Trophy in 1964. He was a great middle guard for the Volunteers.
Great middle guard. You saw Gary Lee slam the football on the ground. He knew he was only inches away from a good run back there.
Rick Strom is still in there at quarterback.
4 out of 9 for 51 yards on the night. He's got to do a little bit more of that.
Toby Pearson in motion. The handoff is to Malcolm King.
Malcolm King, the ball carrier.
They need some first downs. They've only had the football for 3 minutes here, and we got 1:40 to go in the third quarter. So this is only the third offensive series for them, and they've been over in a hurry.
There's a time remaining in the third quarter, and Tennessee leading 13-7. A 4-yard pickup on first down, so it's second down at 6. Jerry Mays and Malcolm King are the running backs. Hills in motion. And a handoff to Mays, breaking tackles. He's got a first down all the way out to the 46-yard line.
Good hit off the right side. And they don't have to do anything helter-skelter, Mel. They're within a touchdown of the lead. A touchdown would probably put them in the lead by 1 with the extra point, 14-13. And, you know, they can run the football. They found that out in the first quarter. So all they got to do is do the things they can do best and try to get it in the end zone. Auburn easily over Mississippi State at half. Right. Georgia beating the Wildcats 21-3. Boston 2-zip over the Mets.
First out to 46. Terrence Curry, number 42, is in at fullback for the Yellow Jackets. Mays is going to throw. At least he wanted to. Unloads, and it's dropped. Incomplete, intended for Robert Massey. So Mays' perfect record comes to an end. We mentioned earlier he had thrown 3 passes in his career, all 3 for touchdowns. But that time was really pressured by Dale Jones and threw incomplete.
Thought he did a pretty good job getting it to his receiver the way he did. He was under heavy pressure over on the right side. Jerry Mays, you get a good look at him. He's a sophomore. Good effort.
He threw a touchdown pass against NC State 2 weeks ago, and last year threw one against Clemson and another against North Carolina for a touchdown. Second down and 10. Strom rolling left. Guns it over the middle, and it's complete to Robert Massey. He's got a first down at the 35-yard line as Charles Davis was the first man to get to him.
Big first down here. He picks up about 18, 19 yards on this little pitch to the tight end. Robert Massey had only caught 6 passes coming in tonight. Here's a little rollout left off the counter. Right on the numbers there, you see big Mr. Massey, 6'5". Make a good catch. He picked up 19. Big first down for the Yellow Jackets.
Richard Hills and Scotty Barron, a couple of speed merchants, check in for Georgia Tech at the wideouts.
Now they go back to run.
Hills, the motion man. Handoff to Jerry Mays. Good cutback. 30.
Wow.
25. Trying to get outside. And the 20. Out of bounds inside the 15. Chased out by Terry McDaniel. And see, Mays went right over the fence, and he may be hurt.
Wow, and that fence is about 9 yards out, so he picks up 20 yards, and I tell you, he broke a couple of tackles. He went by him in a hurry. Here he comes back. It's all right. Take take another look at this. Watch this run off the right side. Now watch this move right there. Well, big move by Jerry Mays, and he gets pushed out of bounds by Terry Daniel over on the right side. Watch him go over this thing now. Watch. Up. Whoop. And over.
Degree of difficulty, 9.6, and a 20-yard pickup for Jerry Mays to bring the third quarter to an end with Tennessee leading 13-7.
Euromania has swept our country. Fashion, furniture, cars, everything. But last year, when the editors of a leading consumer publication chose their 10 best cars, a good old reliable Buick Electra T-Type made the list. Imagine, out of nearly 300 cars from all over the world, the car the editors put among the very best was Buick Electra T-Type. American know-how. It's alive and well at Buick, where better really matters.
Welcome to the Silver Bullet, home of a cold Coors Light.
Jimbo, yo, where's Nadine tonight?
They're probably sitting by the phone waiting for yours truly. Give me a Coors Light, will you, sweet thing?
You guys have a little love spat?
Nah, man's got to have some space. Gotta show these women who's boss. Gotta zig when they zag. Hey, I know it's brutal, but a man's got it too. But Nadine.
Yo. Oh, she looks miserable.
Yeah.
No slowing down with the Silver Bullet tonight.
This is Super Football Saturday Night on Turner Network Television.
Call this number and take the first step in joining hundreds of others preparing for careers as primary health care providers in the science of chiropractic. Life Chiropractic College has gained an international reputation for excellence in its field, and most every qualified candidate is eligible for government-approved financial aid. Life College leads chiropractic in growth. Life graduates lead their profession in successful careers. Life Chiropractic College in the greater Atlanta area lead the nation with an exciting environment in which you can live, learn, work, and relax while becoming a primary care chiropractic health professional. Consider the benefits and you'll choose the road of success that begins at Life.
A Doctor of Chiropractic degree from Life College means future success and fulfillment for you and your family.
By calling this number, you'll receive information on pre-professional requirements leading to a doctorate degree in chiropractic.
You're watching Superstation WTBS.
Portions of tonight's game are being brought to you by Buick and your Buick dealer. For technical innovation, traditional comfort, and for a real commitment to quality, come to Buick, where better really matters. A 20-yard run by Jerry Mays has given Georgia Tech a first down at the Tennessee 15-yard line as we begin the fourth quarter. Richard Hill's in motion for the Yellow Jackets. The handoff to Malcolm King. Breaks the tackle. Down inside the 10-yard line. Just carrying about 4 tackles. Off comes his helmet, but what a run.
I'll tell you, he wanted it.
Malcolm King.
Great effort by Malcolm King, a junior from Americus, Georgia.
Take a look at this. Watch this now. There he gets hit. He breaks the tackle. Now watch. There's 2. Here comes the third tackler trying to help out, and he's already pushed forward about 3 yards.
Looked like a parade.
Look at all the white jerseys there.
Pick of 6 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 4, but that was a tough 6 yards.
66 yards on 14 carries for Mr. King.
2nd down and 4 at the 9-yard line. King and Corey Collier are the running backs.
Now it's Collier's turn.
The pitch to Collier. Collier running hard down inside the 5-yard line before being knocked out of bounds by Terry Brown, the right cornerback.
Oh, I tell you, good blocking up front again. I tell you, Collier, Mays, and Malcolm King. They've got 3 fine running backs, and they're always got one rested. Now Mays checks back in. Collier comes out.
They called the 3, Collier, King, and Mays, the microchip backfield. First down, goal to go at the 4-yard line. With a touchdown and an extra point, Georgia Tech can take the lead. Hand off to Mays, not much there. Early in the fourth quarter, Tennessee leading 13-7. Kelly Ziegler made the stop for the Volunteers. He doesn't practice much during the week because he has what is known as turf toe, but he's ready on game day. Take a good look at Bill Curry. Nate Kelsey's in at fullback for the Yellow Jackets. Johnny Majors on the other side. Second down, goal to go from the 3. The fake to King. Strom on the keeper. Tripped up, but gets into the end zone for a touchdown.
Well, good step. I tell you, they've done it 3 or 4 times. Probably more than that tonight. We've seen them jump over that Atlanta scrimmage 3 or 4 times. The backs just kind of half step over on both sides. And, boy, what a move Rick Strom put on to get in for his second touchdown.
Kelly Ziegler hit him, but he ran right through him for a touchdown.
Watch it now. Here he comes. Cuts back.
Right there, you got
Mr. Ziegler. And he did a wonderful job just keeping his balance and forcing his body to go into that end zone.
Now David Bell can give Georgia Tech the lead. Darrell Gast will hold for him.
We've got ourselves a good one.
And Georgia Tech has taken the lead. So with 13-13 remaining in the fourth quarter, it's now the Yellow Jackets 14 and Tennessee 13.
All the right parts in all the right places. Napa's putting smiles on American faces.
Turn to the Napa side, where auto repair experts install parts for import and domestic vehicles. Parts backed by the Napa National Warranty Program, where brake shocks and mufflers are guaranteed for as long as you own your car, where car care pros do the job right. Look for the garage or service outlet with the Napa sign of quality.
All the right parts in all the right places. Napa.
Hello, Linus. I see your blanket's out for washing. I feel so insecure. Security is why over 43 million people trust Metropolitan to ensure their lives and health and homes and cars and retirement. Does Metropolitan give out blankets? No, but the world-famous Metropolitan Life Representative is the very symbol of security in an uncertain world. You're right. I feel better already. Get Met. It pays.
Florida State's added a field goal, now leads Louisville 47-18. Danny McManus has thrown for 3 TDs and run for another as Florida State tunes up for Miami, and Georgia in the third quarter leading Kentucky 21-3. Now back to Mel Proctor and Paul Horning.
Thank you, Bob. We've got a good one going here at Grant Field with Georgia Tech leading 14-13. Plenty of time left. 13-13 remaining in the game. Anthony Miller is back deep for the Volunteers. This is the 42nd meeting in this great series, which dates back to 1902. Tennessee has won 23 times, Georgia Tech 16, and there have been 2 ties. One of those last year. David Bell to kick off. Great shot. There's the way Miller sees things. Here it comes. Anthony Miller at the 7. Breaks a tackle. Still fighting, and he's brought down to the 24-yard line. Good effort by the junior college transfer. Ricardo Ingram made the tackle. Georgia Tech taking the lead, capping a 9-play, 70-yard drive. Quarterback Rick Strom going over from 3 yards out.
It's the best drive they've had in the second half here.
Keith Davis and Charles Wilson are the running backs behind Jeff Francis. First down for Tennessee at the Volunteer 24. Wilson protecting that football, wrapping it up with both arms, and Steve Mullen made the tackle for Tech.
Wilson was tackled by number 84, Steve.
Ricardo Ingram is back in at free safety, replacing Anthony Harrison. Harrison starts, but Ingram plays a lot. He's number 47. He's also a fine baseball player. He hit 10 home runs and drove in 48 runs last spring for the Yellow Jacket baseball team.
91 yards now for Mr. Wilson. You see Jeff Francis changing the play. Quick pop.
Foot toss to Miller. Or to Cleveland, beg your pardon. Terrence Cleveland on the reception. Brought down by Willis Crockett, who returned to action this week after missing 2 games with a knee injury, and Bill Curry said he's probably our best football player. Number 23 for Georgia Tech, Willis Crockett, a 207-pound sophomore who plays that bandit position. Greg Antler is in at fullback now for Tennessee. First down for the Volunteers at the 35. And off to Keith Davis. Breaks 2 tackles, drags a man forward to the 41-yard line. A strong run by Davis. Travis Moody finally put him down.
I tell you, that was a great effort on the part of Mr. Davis there.
This telecast, Paul, is authorized under broadcasting rights granted by the ACC and Georgia Tech. Any publication, rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Atlantic Coast Conference, Georgia Tech, or the Turner Broadcasting System is prohibited. Second down and 3. Pete Panuska has replaced Keith Davis at running back. Wilson is still in there. Francis looking, throwing long for Clinkscales, and it's picked off by Reginald Rutland.
Oh, I made a poor decision there. Reggie, playing the free safety, was in a perfect spot, and he had a nice, easy interception. He saw it coming all the way, Mel.
Reginald Rutland with the interception. His first of the season.
There he is. Reggie Rutland. Joey Clinkscales right down. Now, the safety is coming into your picture. He's just back there waiting. Jeff Francis did not pick the right one.
They almost had one in the first half, but he gets one in the second. Tech takes over at the 29-yard line, leading 14-13. The pitch to Jerry Mays. Now, trapped, trying to buy a little time, and wrestled down to 26 by Kelly Ziegler. And again, it almost looked like Mays wanted to throw that football.
Mays was brought down by number
Never quite sure what he's going to do when he gets it.
Number 54, Dave.
Mays has carried 11 times for 63 yards. Georgia Tech lost Auburn last week, 31-10. The week before, they pounded North Carolina State 59-21. They're 2-2 in ACC play and 2-3-1 overall. Loss of 3 yards, so it's 2nd and 13. Rick Strom, quarterback draw. Look at this. Well, he can run. He's at the 36-yard line where Milton Gordon brings him down.
Got a good 9.
He's big at 6'3" and about 205 and very fast.
Quarterback draw. Rick Strom pushed off one defensive lineman there.
Ran right through Anthony Howard, number 99, a 260-pounder. So it'll be 3rd down and 3. Toby Pearson, as we look at Bill Curry. Pearson is wide to the left. Malcolm King, Jerry Mays are running backs.
Option.
Strom on the keeper. Really hit hard by Terry Brown, but he's got a first down.
That's a big first down. Boy, I tell you, 2nd and 13, they come right back in 2 plays, run it, and get it back.
Number 96, Tyrone Robinson.
9:39 remaining in the game. Starting to rain again as Johnny Majors puts his rain jacket back on.
Hosey Hedges. Hosey Hedges, please report for the
Benton once said, a rainy night in Georgia.
That's it.
1st and 10. The ball at the 41-yard line of Georgia Tech. They lead 14-13.
We got a break with the rain. It was really raining all day long and just stopped about an hour before game time.
The pitch is to Jerry Mays. And Mays for about 4 yards. Keith DeLong made the tackle for Tennessee.
Not a lot of penalties tonight. Isn't it nice to do a game where you don't see a lot of those yellow flags flying all over the place?
There's a time
Moves
remaining.
right along. I'll tell you.
Georgia Tech has 2 timeouts left. They used 1 earlier in the half, and Tennessee has 3 remaining. Jerry Mays with 12 carries for 69 yards. 2nd down and 4.
Just under 6 yards a pop for Mr. Mays. That's about his average.
Corey Collier has replaced him at running back. And it's Collier getting the call into Tennessee territory. Running hard. These 3 running backs, King, Collier, and Mays, all doing a great job. Keith DeLong again made the stop for the Volunteers.
Just that little extra leg drive got the first down. He was hit just about the 49-yard line and went forward. He's 32 yards now and 7 carries for Corey Collier.
First down at the 46-yard line of Tennessee. Tech controlling the football. Like to get one more score and make things very difficult for Tennessee. The way they're holding on to this football.
Taking a lot of time off that clock, too. We're under 8 now.
Terrence Curry is in at fullback. The pitch is to Collier off a great block by Terrence Curry. He's to the 40-yard line, but Curry buried one of those Tennessee Volunteers.
Watch the block up front. He's talking about number 42. That's Terrence Curry. Here's the pitch. He takes on Kelly Ziegler and just puts him right on the ground. Good blocking. Corey Collier, 38 yards now.
Second down and 4 at the 40-yard line. Jerry Mays is back in at tailback. Malcolm King is the fullback. The handoff to the up man King, twisting and turning for a yard or two. Milton Gordon making the tackle for Tennessee.
Yeah, what you're thinking if you're Georgia Tech's coach, and we got to look at him, every running play is taking off about 30 seconds off that clock, and if he can keep making 2 or 3 more first downs, put some points on the board, I mean, Tennessee's not going to have much time on that clock to work with. We're under 7 minutes to go.
6:52 and counting.
So another first down here. You can almost take another 2 minutes off that clock.
Third down and 3, a big down. Tight end Mannion in motion. It's Malcolm King straight ahead, close to a first down.
I don't think he got it.
Milton Gordon again on the tackle for Tennessee. They needed 3 yards for a first down.
Big play coming up here. Let's see what Curry does. It's going to be 4th down. It'd be a 55-yard field goal. I don't think he'd try that. Now his decision is whether to punt it or go on 4th down. I think he's going to go. Going to take a timeout and talk it over.
David Bell is connected on 1 of 3 field goals from 50 yards or beyond. So they have used another timeout, and they have only 1 left now. So with 6:13 remaining in the 4th quarter, Georgia Tech leads Tennessee 14-13.
What's the first thing you think of when you hear the name Buick? Portholes? The doctor's car? Roadmaster? Well, whatever the name conveys, chances are it has to do with the quality side of life, which is the point. For over 80 years, the name Buick has stood for enduring values in this country, and that is still true. Yes, there may be sportier cars than Buick. There may be racier and certainly more expensive cars than Buick. But when it comes down to what really matters, on some cold, wet morning with a long drive ahead of you, when you settle behind the wheel of a Buick like this Park Avenue and touch the key to the ignition, that is when you come to know the reliability that goes into making a Buick a Buick. Consider it. Not because it's perfect, but because it's so good at the things that really count. Buick, where better really matters.
With 6 minutes, 13 seconds remaining in the game, Georgia Tech facing a 4th down and 1 situation, trying to keep this drive alive.
Watch those linebackers. They've got to key Malcolm King here.
2 tight ends for the Yellow Jackets. Quarterback sneak by Strom.
Yeah, he got it. As I said, it's awful tough when you call a quarterback sneak at home when you need about a half a yard. It's very tough. Even if it looks close, it seems like you're going to get a little edge.
Strom's running ability has been a big key tonight. Tennessee indicating that they held him, and it looks to be the case. Looks like the Volunteers have held.
Wait a minute. That ball's past the yard marker.
They're going to measure.
Oh, absolutely. This is close. This is very, very close. There it is again. Now, he had to get to almost the 37-yard line.
Milton Gordon is the man who
passed it.
Knocked heads with him.
It's very close, this one is. No, we missed.
Ooh, they're short. The Tennessee will take over on downs.
It's just a judgment call by the line judge over there to see where that forward motion stopped.
Tennessee takes over. Georgia Tech leading by a point, 14-13. 6:10 remaining in the game.
Well, would deja vu happen again with You mentioned it early. There it is, 6:50 this quarter. Revez, what, kicked a 51-yard field goal last year to tie it?
That's right, in the last 4 seconds.
Well, he may have a shot here. They got 6:10 on the board.
Tennessee goes to work at the 37-yard line. Jeff Francis with play action. On a rollout.
He's open.
Throws. He's got a man wide open. The pass is complete to Terrence Cleveland for a first down.
He wanted to make sure of the catch. He had a wide open field in front of him. If he didn't fall down, that may have been 6, I'll tell you. He was wide open. He circled out. Now here's the kind of like a rollout right. He's wide open down the right sideline. He wanted to make sure of the catch, and he goes down. Was he open? That was big yardage in front of him. Terrence Cleveland. 38 yards.
Progress at the 40-yard line. Pete Panuska is in at running back now for Tennessee. First down for the Volunteers. The handoff is to Wilson. Driven back by Willie Burks, a 260-pound freshman. Willie Bam Bam Burks. 5.5 remaining in the game. Remember, Georgia Tech used a timeout early in the half, so they have only 1 left.
Tennessee has their full complement, though, 3. 10 out of 18 for 106 yards for Mr. Francis tonight.
Greg Amsler and Keith Davis are now in the backfield for Tennessee. Amsler, the fullback. The pitch is to Davis. Davis is down at the 32-yard line by Ricardo Ingram, the free safety.
Number 28, Keith Davis, the ball carrier.
5 minutes left.
Davis was stopped by number 47, Ricardo Ingram.
Big down, 3rd down coming up.
12 carries for 70 yards tonight for Wilson. On this day, Paul, in 1963, that Navy defeated Pitt 44-12. We'll see the Middies next week against Notre Dame in Baltimore.
In your hometown of Baltimore. I want to be sure to get in there early, and you can treat me and take me all over town for dinner.
3rd down and 2 for the Volunteers. Francis looking, throwing, it's complete to Joey Clinkscales for a first down inside the 20.
Well, I'll tell you, that play's worked when they've needed it. They have saved that play when they needed yardage. They've gone to the little quick post pattern. Just a timing play, and Francis has got good execution on that play. He's caught by a pass for 64 yards, Mr. Clinkscales.
Jim Miller is now in at running back for Tennessee. First down for the Volunteers at the 19. Georgia Tech leads 14-13. Thomas Woods and Terrence Cleveland are wide to the right.
No turnovers down here. That's what Johnny Majors is thinking.
Francis got a man wide open. Cleveland waving his arm saying, here I am. Make that Woods. Thomas Woods on the reception. Gerald Chamblin stopped him.
Cleveland was brought down by number 8.
That was Cleveland. Is that Cleveland or Woods?
Woods. Pick up about 4 yards.
Mr. Woods.
Another of those speed merchants. He has 4.4 speed in the 40. So it'll be 2nd down and 6 at the 15. 3.5 remaining in the game. Georgia Tech leads by a point. Woods and Cleveland split to the left. Cleveland
changing the play again.
Was wide to the right. The handoff is to Pete Panuska.
On the carry for Tennessee.
Rod Stevens makes the tackle.
They're also taking a lot of precious time off that clock, too. And now, Majors is, you see him look up at that clock. I tell you, they just counted 30 seconds every play. He knows he's well within field goal range, and it's almost a chip shot from here. No major mistakes, that's what he's thinking. No major mistakes.
Kevin Simons, a 285-pounder, checks in at left tackle. Again, they go to the power I formation. 3rd down and 1. Over the top is Wilson. And very close.
I don't know if he got it.
Ricardo Ingram hit him just as he went in the air.
Field goal. Look, you see that? Field goal, he says. Here we go.
And Carlos Revez in the field goal unit coming on 4th down with 2:20 remaining in the game as Tennessee tries to regain the lead.
And working its way down to under 2 minutes.
Revez, who kicked a 51-yarder in the last 4 seconds a year ago to tie the score at 6. This attempt will be from the 17 to the 27-yard attempt.
Watch Randy Sanders. He's done an excellent job tonight of getting that ball down. He's had some tough snaps.
snap is true. He slipped on the kick, and it hits the crossbar. No good.
How about that? He slipped. He fell down on when he planted his left foot, Mel, he slipped. The ball hit the crossbar. No good.
Incredible. And they're going wild here at Grant Field as Revesz misses the field goal, and Georgia Tech is still on top. Watch the slip by Carlos Revesz.
Watch, he plants the left foot and it just slips right down.
The Revesz misses a 27-yarder, and this is Super Football Saturday night on TNT.
It takes a real professional to steal your business. We know how to put the strength of steel to work. I'm a Seco builder, and my business is steel buildings. Combining your ideas with Seco's advanced technology, Seco buildings are built for a long life and lifelong savings. And they have another side. They're built to be beautiful. You can trust the strength of steel and the strength of your Seco construction professional. When you're ready to build, look in the yellow pages under Buildings Metal for your local Seco builder.
I was 10 years old when I built my first model plane. I thought it was fantastic. Flew all of about 5 feet the first time out, but that was enough. I knew then I wanted to fly forever. It's a feeling, it gets into your blood. And after 20 years of flying with Delta, it's still there. Hey, I may never get you to feel the way I do about flying, but sure would like to try.
Delta gets you there. We get you there with care.
It rained all day here in Atlanta, and we wondered if weather would be a factor, and it's proven to be, Paul, on a wet field.
Well, that's one problem you have when you have a soccer-style kicker. He's got to plant that left foot a little bit off balance. Straight-ahead kickers doesn't have that problem, but most of your kickers today are soccer-style.
And so Georgia Tech takes over, and on first down, it's a fullback, Malcolm King, picking up 5 yards. We have a minute 43 left. Tennessee has 3 timeouts left, and they'll burn one here. Georgia Tech has only 1 left. Tech leading 14-13.
First down, and it's all over.
The Tennessee people are saddened this weekend by the death of their veteran trainer, Mickey O'Brien. He's a Hall of Fame trainer who was at Tennessee from 1938 through 1972 when he retired, and he passed away Friday morning. The funeral is set for Monday in Knoxville. The Georgia Tech players are also wearing an emblem on the back of their helmets to mourn the loss of the school president, Joseph Pettit, who passed away recently. We talked about Andrew Young being a big influence on this program. Bill Curry also gives a lot of credit to the late Dr. Pettit and to Homer Rice, the athletic director here. And Bill Curry said he really backed me up when we lost 19 of our first 22 games after I took over as head coach, and I kind of second-guessed myself when I was down in the dumps. And Homer Rice, a former football coach, would give me a pat on the back and take me aside and talk to me when I needed it, and he's really largely responsible for my success.
And you know, there's always somebody like that, Mel, in everybody's story. I mean, there's somebody that's always a coach or a player can look back on and say he was the man that stood behind me.
Corey Collier and Malcolm King are the running backs. A minute 44 left, second down and 5. It's Collier. Doesn't get anything, maybe a yard.
We'll take another timeout.
Number 25, Corey Collier.
Tennessee uses another timeout, so they have 1 left, and will return to Grant Field with a minute 37 left, and Georgia Tech leading by a point.
If you accept the basic premise, you are what you drive, there are, admittedly, a number of people who are not a Buick LeSabre. But for people who don't feel the need to leave a blinding impression, LeSabre offers something better, inner beauty. Buick LeSabre is robotically welded, hand-sanded, and clear-coated, built to last long after the new wears off. Buick LeSabre. If you go for substance, it's you. Buick, where better really matters.
Thanks. You know, it kind of makes you wonder. I mean, why does Coors develop their own special barley? Have their own fleet of refrigerated trucks? They even designed and built their own malt house. Well, there's this saying, when you want it done right, do it yourself. This?
is right.
The Revesz brothers have figured prominently in the outcome of the last 3 games between these two schools. 2 years ago, Fuad Revesz kicked a field goal in the last 35 seconds to give Tennessee a win. Last year, Carlos' field goal tied it, and he just missed a 27-yarder a moment ago that would have given Tennessee the lead. 3rd down for Georgia Tech. Rick Strom running the option, the pitch to Jerry Mays. He's got a first down.
And that should be it. They got 1 timeout left. Now they can just sit on it.
Terry Brown made the tackle for Tennessee with 1:30 left in the game.
Ran the option. Mr. Mays around the left side. Strom did a nice job on the pitch. 78 yards for Jerry Mays tonight. He's been averaging 73 yards rushing per game.
Both teams is over 300 yards in total offense tonight. First down at the 35-yard line. 1:15 left. Tennessee has 1 timeout remaining. Richard Hill splits out wide to the right. Very unlikely Georgia Tech would risk a pass. Handoff to Malcolm King, roaring for a first down to midfield. What great blocking.
I tell you, Bill Curry's heart goes up in his mouth there because he does fumble the football. They get it back, and I think he was thinking, just hold on to the football, hit in there, no gain, and just don't fumble it.
The executive producer of TBS Sports is Don Ellis. Tonight's game produced by Mike Lardner, directed by Tom Smith. Technical director Mark Johnson, associate director Kenny Nolan, who also serves as Paul Horning's chauffeur. Associate producer Scott Cockerill. Engineer in charge is Grover Huckabee. And we thank the rest of our fine crew here in Atlanta tonight. Handoff to Jerry Mays running the left side. Brought down at the 45-yard line with 28 seconds left. Tennessee has 1 timeout left. And it looks like they've taken it. So they've used their last timeout. To be a big win for Georgia Tech.
Yes, sir.
Very strong running game. Georgia Tech led by Jerry Mays and Corey Collier. And the fullback Malcolm King. Strong play calling of Rick Strom, whose running was also a big factor.
Absolutely.
In this game.
Made some key 3rd down and scored a touchdown, of course. And I tell you, this is going to move their record to 3-3-1. It'll even it up for the year. Georgia Tech, excellent chance to go on. And they got Duke next week, VMI, Wake Forest, and then, of course, the final game at Georgia.
And this will be the final play of the game. Rick Strom drops to a knee. Score was tied 7-all at the half. Carlos Revesz kicked 2 field goals for Tennessee to give them a 13-7 lead, but Rick Strom went over from 3 yards out, and David Bell's conversion made it 14-13. Then later, Carlos Revesz slipped on a wet field and missed a 27-yard field goal that would have given Tennessee the lead. And Georgia Tech has held on to win it. So the Tennessee Volunteers continue to slide. They've now lost 3 in a row. Final score tonight from Grant Field in Atlanta. Georgia Tech 14, Tennessee 13. This is Super Football Saturday night on TNT.